I do, but I don't.
Proceed.
So here we see, I'm going to sacrifice
You're taking it, you really got to.
I couldn't get that one load out because it was attached.
we can see better.
Hey, what's the
Blood vessels. So here we see the ventricles, right? So if this is the ventricles, what is this? What is this one here? Come on, people.
Pulmonary vein or?
No.
Right
This is
atrium.
the right atrium. These are the ventricles, right ventricle, left ventricle, right? Right atrium. Very good. So then the first thing we're going to do, we're going to sacrifice again this right atrium so we can see, well, how the aorta arises, well, from the heart. You see here? So here we see that ascending aorta. See how it's coming up from the heart? Here we see the aortic notch, right? Now we're going to go under the branches of that aorta. You don't have any paper towel because this one has a lot of blood.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh, we're gonna want that video. That's good stuff, Jim.
So the first branch of the aortic arch in the cat, which one is it? Brachiocephalic. And the second branch, which one is it?
Left subclavian.
Very good. So then here we see clearly our first branch. You see it? So then this one is what?
Brachiocephalic.
Very good. So this is my brachiocephalic. And then here,
Left.
my left subclavian. You see it? Very good. Now we also need to follow that aorta. Notice how the aorta, already we see the aortic arch, now it's going down. What we call it when it's down?
Descending.
Very good. So this is the descending aorta. However, please remember that when the aorta is in the chest or in the thorax, it's called the thoracic. Once it passes the diaphragm and it goes into the abdomen, it's called the abdominal aorta. Very good. Now, let's proceed with the branches of the brachiocephalic artery. Which one were in the cat, the branches of the brachiocephalic, please? Which one is it? Look it up in your book. Look it
Right
up.
subclavian.
Go on, please.
The middle one is the common.
Right
Right and
subclavian.
left.
Right and left one.
Common
Carotid.
Very good. So right and left, common carotids. Now these carotids we're going to use as a point of reference the trachea, right? The trachea, what they call it in layman terms, that windpipe, right? Let me see if I can preserve this blood vessel so we can see it on later on. Boy, you didn't open it up all the way up.
I didn't know how far to go.
And also try to preserve the veins because this is the same cat that we're going to use for the purpose of descriptioning of the veins. Scissors are dull. Okay, so immediately after we open it up, we're going to see that trachea. You see the cartilages of the trachea?
Yeah.
You see it? This is the trachea. Okay, you see these are the cartilages that forms that trachea. Now parallel to it, we're going to have the carotids. So immediately I see this blood vessel. This is going to be my right common carotid. You see it? So then, my anatomy, I'm going to continue to dissect. This is how I want you to dissect until you properly learn how to do it. Just separating it with the probe, so that way you won't sever the blood vessels. You see how I'm just separating it, right? This tissue is very tender, so that's why you don't have to do it hard. So then, here, the parallel to that trachea is going to be my left common carotid. Okay? So let's do it again. This one is the aorta, right? Aortic arch. The first branch of the aortic arch is the Then the second branch is going to be the left subclavian. You see it? Now let's do the branches of the brachiocephalic. If you follow it, right? You see how I'm following it? I'm going to encounter my, which one is this one?
Left common carotid.
Left common carotid, and then this is going to be my
Right common carotid.
right common carotid. Very good. Then, I'm missing a branch. Which is the next branch of the brachiocephalic? We only mentioned two, so which one am I missing?
Right subclavian.
Very good. We're missing that right subclavian. I'm just going to try to separate a little bit the vein so we can preserve it. I don't want it to be cut off. All right. You see, just separating with the probe, cleaning it up. Now, immediately you notice that something is tilting to the right side. Do you see it? Do you see it's tilting it to the right side? These are going straight, but this one is tilting to the right. Yes? So then this, immediately by anatomy, I know it's going to be my
Right subclavian.
right subclavian. You see how it's going towards the right? Now that right subclavian is going to give me branches. Which are the branches of the right subclavian, please? I'm waiting.
Internal mammary.
Very good. What else, please?
Vertebral.
Costocervical and thyrocervical.
Very good. Now these vessels are very small in caliber, and sometimes it's harder to see them, to appreciate them. But let's see it as if they didn't get severed. So here we have, let me just separate it from the vein, from this tissue. Remember, try to maintain the vein, okay? When you're cleaning up the cap. So, you see it? So here we see the first branch, right, of that right subclavian. Which one we said it was?
Internal mammary.
So we see the first branch is going to be my internal mammary. See how little the blood vessel is? That's why sometimes they get severed or ruptured completely. Then my second branch is going to be which one?
Vertebral.
There you go. Here we have the vertebral, vertebral. You see it? Then afterwards, what are we going to have?
Costocervical.
And then here we have our costocervical. Okay. Now, as we continue our journey, the subclavian goes into the armpit, and now it's going to change name. What's it called now?
The armpit.
Axillary.
The axillary. Very good. So, let me cut this one out a little bit. Now, that internal mammary, we're going to have a right one that we already saw, right? And here we see the left one. You see how small it is? It comes out of this left subclavian. You see it? Left subclavian, internal mammary. Watch out. I'm going to cut that.
But the four branches, the internal mammary, vertebral, coastal, those come off of the right subclavian?
Yeah.
Not
The left
the left.
one, the left one also gives me branches, but we're gonna first start with the right one, and then we'll continue with the left. So then you continue separating with the probe, and then immediately you notice that we see a blood vessel there. You see it? So what you're gonna do is that you're gonna create an imaginary line, so you'll know that you're in the armpit. You draw it here. You see it? So once you draw that imaginary line, you know that this is going to be called your axillary. Now that axillary travels into the arm and it changes name, just like street names, right? That analogy that we gave out. What's it called now?
Brachial.
They're brachial. So now you're going to proceed to continue dissecting like I've showed you so we can see completely that brachial. And then study what I told you.